bring it out. It's Smith. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Terrapins offense will get first crack at it today. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sunday.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names, you know, brand versus brand, big-time baller versus big-time baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
Beautiful play call offensively at the perfect time. In that situation, the defense obviously expecting pass, so they sneak the draw in and gash the defense.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll move the tight end. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Keeps it himself and gets the first. Purdy on the Jets. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one. The Terrapins will line it up on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the middle. Finds a man on the left. Tight windows, no problem to grab the tackle, and it's first down in the red zone at the 10. And the Terrapins have moved it inside the 20. Makes the grab.
What a great way to start this game. Getting the football in the end zone, getting it to your big play wide receiver. Nice job by this offense.
Yeah, David, it just seems like this offense came out with a sense of urgency, right? They're playing with great energy, and it seemed like everything they dialed up on that drive worked perfectly. Really nice rhythm, really nice flow, and they capped it off with a touchdown.
I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. So Michigan State's offense will go to work for the first time today. They are going to be greeted rather rudely, I guess, by a group of defensive linemen that wreak havoc and hunt down quarterbacks, Jesse.
And they wreck games. They take away everything you do offensively. So it's a huge challenge in this one, David, for this offensive coordinator to try to call plays and find ways to get the football away from these big fellas up front, because they take games over.
And get the ball out quick. Like when you've got a defensive line that can pin it.
It's a seam wide open. And that tackle almost certainly saved a touchdown after he ripped off a huge gain.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back out.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. The Spartans lining up, just needing a few tough inches on 3rd down. Tries to slither forward on the sneak. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. And the Spartans are moving quickly down the field. Here's the handoff. Miles ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll run play action. Unloads to the right. Working the big fella downfield and outside. Makes a grab over the defense, and they are threatening now down at the 15. The Spartans started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position position to score. Jukes his way for more. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
And this offense has got it all working, right? It's just been tough. This defense is on its heels, can't figure it out. A bunch of plays in a row now, a bunch of success. This offense is doing what they want to do.
He's going for the goal line. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans.
And listen, if I have a playmaker at running back like that with that kind of speed, yeah, I'm going to throw the swing to him too. He drops back, surveys the field. He says, I know my guy can make a play, gets the ball in his hands right now in the swing. He does the rest, gets in for the touchdown.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. Sends it back in motion. On the option. It's runs like that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35.
Just really solid play by this offense. Nice job. Whatever the defense gives you the option, they're trying to make you roll. The problem is, defensively, you got so much to cover. Nice chunk game. Just remember, that quarterback can also stick his foot in the ground, get north-south, and make plays, too.
Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the second drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did hit.
There we go. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Terrapins have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. To the air, it's Washington. Makes the grab. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that.
This is the most annoying thing in the world for a defense, is when you start to play all these plays and all these pass concepts and routes, and then you let the quarterback get outside the pocket, and he takes off, and he gets a first down. Like, so much to defend. That is the hardest thing to defend, because you don't know where it's going to happen on the field and when it's going to happen.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After getting nothing, it's 2nd and goal from the 6. Looking to fire. Going for 6. Looking for the goal line. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
Nice job by the defense, forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight.
The Sneak scores it.
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball. Man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he's got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
He'll bring it out. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. Power football with the run. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, hand him the ball.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. catching the football, he was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you can see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
We've reached the break. It's Maryland with the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. And the Spartans will bring the punt team onto the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Gets the first one of the day out of there, and we saw a lot of him in that loss last week, 4 times to be exact. A solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, and how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking downfield, it's Washington. Just tried to drop a little floater in there, and it's incomplete.
Oh, that hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands. Great play. You still get a pass breakup. But, man, that could have been an interception by the defender there. Nice break on the football, but secure that big fella and get the 6. Pick 6.
They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30.
That's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there getting that first.
Wants to throw on first down. Throws to the tight end. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have a chance to be complete.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind, but listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. Quickly complete. The change will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18.
Well, you know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
From the gun, the running back looking for room.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Dropping back, it's Washington. Quarterback just flat, missed it, incomplete. They're a perfect 2 for 2 on 3rd down on this drive. They need 8 to move the chains again. Off the play fake. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. And the kicker delivers the 3-ball to finish off the drive. And now the lead is even bigger.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Wants to go up top on first down. Hauls it in. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain. The Spartans in the hurry-up. Gets the back moving. of the gun. The inside handoff, looking for a crease. He's got it out to the 37 after gaining 5. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now a throw. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose.
Deep breath, right, man. You fumble that thing, you cough it up. You're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
And the Spartans with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Back to pass, it's Carr. And here's a fumble way behind the line.
Good awareness by the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding to just kind of jump on it and make sure you keep possession.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Just a short pass to the tight end. That play didn't have much of a chance to get the first down. Good job by the defense keeping everything in front.
Great job keeping everything in front, and most importantly, making the tackles. Dropping back deep, knowing it's 3rd and long, but I got to get the guy on the ground and rally to the football. Nice job by the defense.
Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. The give is to Smith. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. No huddle here for the offense.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, and go on to the next play.
Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down. Looking down the middle. Wide open downfield. He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after they play up top.
This guy already has a touchdown. He almost had his 2nd right there. You saw how good he is after he has the ball in his hands. Great job by the quarterback. A, finding him, B, getting it to him quickly, and then his speed and his God-given ability does the rest. He's got his offense in great field position.
A 1st down run in the red zone. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Terrapin!
This offense is so good, man. They can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse, and this offense needs to start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself a significant hole.
He's got an open man. Turning it on. Touchdown, Michigan State. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They take over late and have enough time to put together a drive. Motion from the wide receiver. To throw, it's Washington. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. And the Terrapins headed quickly to the line. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Here comes the heat. Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Safe completion on the screen. He stopped at the 40, but it'll be a first down here late in the half. They'll send the back in motion. To the air on 1st down. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble, but couldn't create anything there.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. You're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got him downfield. He stopped at the 32. It'll be a first down in the waning seconds of the half. The Terrapins come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. He works his way to the 23 before he goes out of bounds.
Obviously, this quarterback is a huge part of their rushing attack, and you've seen that early in this game. He's been very, very productive running the ball. Sometimes it's design, and sometimes it's on scrambles like what you just saw. But with his speed, he makes it so difficult on the defense.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. To the air, it's Washington. Still looking on the move. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Maryland!
And what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Waning seconds of the first half. Let's see just how aggressive they'll be. Corner's going to give them room. The give to the back. Oh, what a move. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. They get to him as he throws. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in College Park. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double team him or get aggressive in the line, that'll be the story of this second half.
The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. They start this third quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to be really aggressive in this. Like this offense, when I'm playing from behind, every possession means so much more. And if you look the other side, the defense, they haven't given much resistance.
Yeah, Nothing has gone their way in the first half offensively, and you know now, based on how this defense is playing with their confidence, that you are going to be challenged on every single snap. So buckle up, get your mind right, and get ready to come back in this game.
And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all off-season long. They look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
Looking to throw, it's Carr. He's stopped right at the 31-yard line. That's not enough for a first down. It'll be fourth. The Spartans line up to punt it away. Wants to bring it back. Makes a move.
That guy can do that. You got to be explosive and quick and have good vision, and you see all those things on one punt return. Takes it back to the house, makes people miss, turn it on the gas. Great job, great return.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
They'll mark him down at the 40 after ripping off 10. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Wilson. And the defense jumps on it. They get that turnover.
Well, the quarterback got it to his receiver quickly and gave him an opportunity to make a few moves after the catch, but he's got to do a better job with ball security that time. That is a costly fumble.
They'll run the option. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
Positive plays. That's all you're looking for here in the option game. Not everything is going to be a 70-yard touchdown run, obviously, but if you can pick up positive yardage like that, and the quarterback makes good decisions, pitching it out when no one's accounting for the pitch, man, you'll take that all day long. They don't get the first down, but why would you stop running option after a play like that?
Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
And I really like the job by this offense because, listen, you've got the lead. Be smart with the football. You drop back, it's a scramble. The quarterback pulls it down, makes the play. Nice job. This is how you play with the lead. Take what the defense gives you and don't make mistakes.
Touchdown, Maryland! And they take it in for 6 more points.
That's number 2 on the day, having a day. I mean, you know he's going to catch the football, and you know he's going to make plays after he catches. Those are the kind of guys that you feature and you find him, and they produce like this, you keep finding them.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute, and you've got to lock in.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Motion from the wideout. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
And the Spartans getting set on 1st and 10.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Scanning the field, it's Carr. Got his man down the middle.
These wide receivers are so athletic out wide now. You're so worried about getting beat deep. And these slant routes, they can be a good changeup. I mean, just a couple steps, stick your foot in the ground, come inside. It might not be huge gains all the time, but, man, it keeps that DB off balance.
Pulls it and fires to the left. He goes down at the 47 after a 5-yard pickup. The Spartans are flying down the field. Gonna look downfield again. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. New set of downs after the completion. Wants to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Powell. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Wants to go up top. Fires on the move. Intercepted to stop the threat. Trying to take it back.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
This drive will get started from the 37-yard line. Wants to go up top on first down. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
And the defense is finally able to find an answer for this quarterback's legs. He's been killing them early in the game, already over 40 yards rushing. Here we are now, though, in the second half. And it looks like they've made a few adjustments. That time, they were able to get in the backfield, get to him, and bring him to the ground.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Looking for a man. It's Washington. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. And the Terrapins will try to pin them back with the punt. He'll try to really get into this one. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. Excellent coverage and tackle that time, and that's how the third quarter comes to a close. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Maryland has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. They go back to work with the first down in the final period of this one. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Quickly to the tight end. Oh, he's got some space. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Fires to the right. Makes a connection. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. To the air on first down. He tries to take the top off. He got it. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Playing the option, man. Consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
They give him the rock again on 2nd and goal. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Trying to surge it in. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big third down stop by this defense.
Great job being physical in the middle of the defense. Goal line situations, 3rd down. Nowhere for the runner to go in the middle of the field, so he tries to use his speed to bounce it, but this ain't high school. This deep.
Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. Touchdown, Sparty. Quick strike through the air for the score. This game is almost certainly decided already, but the good news is for the next game, guys still flying around, still playing hard, not really hanging their heads.
Long season. This is early in the season. Still got plenty of time. Still find out which plays you like, which you don't, and keep running them, keep getting better at them. So use this as practice.
Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome.
Brings it to the field. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
And I feel sorry for this defense. Like, they're having to defend the entire field. QB's already shown he can beat you with his arm. Now, with his legs and his decision-making, getting the ball to the pitch man, he's shown a variety. In this defense, they're having to defend the whole entire field.
They've got the lead, but here in the fourth quarter, it's starting to dwindle. And if they're going to hang on to this game, they've got to be able to run it. It's a really tough thing to do when the opponent knows exactly what you're going to do, but this is what you train for. You've got to be the more physical unit right now.
He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. The Terrapins come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. He'll pull it on the read. And that'll not only be a first down, it'll be 1st and goal from the 7. New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. And after that strong play on 1st down, they're right on the cusp of a score. 2nd and goal. He'll keep it himself. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
Let's go.
After getting absolutely nowhere on 2nd down, they'll try it again on 3rd and goal. Tries to surge ahead on the sneak. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add their total.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated, whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams. They have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
Fielded in the end zone. And the ball pops out. Oh, inviting disaster. Grabbed by the kicking team. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Maryland has the ball back and the Terrapin offense ready to go.
White 53.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. There he goes. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And the offense takes control of this football game. But I'll tell you what, this offense doesn't wow you in every position. They've got some good players. They find a way to put drives together. They find a way to score. But this team is undefeated. This team is a force to be reckoned with, continuing to stay undefeated.
Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Clock stops, and we reach the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. This drive will open from the 15. Looking to throw on 1st down. Firing to the right, complete. He'll go out of bounds at the 22, methodically moving it away from their own end zone. And the Spartans can really attack on this 2nd and short. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. Brought down at the 27. It's a 5-yard pickup on the play.
It's just so nice as a coaching staff when you've got quarterbacks who make good decisions. And on a 2nd and short play, you're throwing it, you're trying to catch the defense napping, you might take a shot, nothing there. Go get it.
And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long, early or late up front. Moving forward, this offense has got to do it.
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. Now 3rd and long, and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Tackle was made at the 27. Let's see if they decide to punt it. Timeout is called. The clock stopped with 26 seconds left. The Spartans will line up to punt it away. Just needs a crack to get a return. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. Wants to throw. It's Washington. Steps away to find some room. And down he goes. Tried to pick his way free, but the defense stops him behind the line. The offense gets the timeout. 12 ticks left on the clock. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Complete to the left. They finally get to him. A what a play there to pick up the 1st down. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. Looking downfield on 1st down. Under fire. Pulls it in on the right. And that's how you finish it off. Scoring on the final play of the game. Doesn't affect the outcome. Just a little cherry on top of the sundae. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution. Just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm. And we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense just able to matriculate the ball down the field. Defense was not giving anything up. What a great game plan coming in. And this was just total domination.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.